Automotivania. Now in this video I'm going to give you my short list of 5 amazing cars that have been made since September 2020 to September 2021. Now what I'm going to do is, as I said, I'll give you the 5 short list, and then I'm going to give you them in order of 5th to 1st, and first place is going to be the Automotivania Car of the Year. Let's get started. Now, you may have noticed I've had a magic clothes change. This is because I have had in the last 2 weeks, yep, it's 2 weeks later, I have had and still have a horrible cold. So if you see weird like transitions where I'm sat here and then I'm sat here, it's because I've had to go and blow my nose, and I'm not going to show that in the video, am I? So yes, and then I've also had a COVID vaccine in that time as well, so it's been a bit busy and I've had a horrible cold. So yeah, let's start. And the first car that I'm going to mention in my shortlist is the Hyundai Ioniq 5. I had to remember them because I haven't said this for 2 weeks. The Hyundai Ioniq 5. If you hear a cracking in my mouth, it's because I'm eating a throat sweet. Bit random. So anyway, why is this car on my list? Well, I think it is, well, amazing. For starters, just look at how cool and futuristic the exterior is. From the front, you get a full light bar going across, and then where the diffuser would normally be, you get a dashes effect, and then you get the same going down the side at the bottom, and also at the side you get a full, just one window, but connected to each other. And then at the back is like a pixelated style, again, full rear light bar. Very cool. Same for the interior. I mean, look at how high-tech that is. You get 2 screens, the steering wheel has about 1 million buttons on, and then the seats, they literally go all the way back, so you could double this car as a bed if you wanted. The Hyundai is supposedly a very comfy and easy-to-drive car as well. But what if you wanted something a bit more sporty? Well, that takes us perfectly onto our next car, which is the Kia EV6. Now, this car offers similar technology and range as that Hyundai Ioniq 5 because it's basically the same car. However, it offers a bit more of a sporty drive, so it's more sporty, the ride is firmer, much more fun electric car if that's what you're after, instead of a more comfy one. So between those two, it's quite hard to pick. It's also another $4,000 more, so is it worth it? Yeah, I'm not sure. Let's look at our next car. Hey, the sound of a ring doorbell. It's got one there. Let's look at our next car, and that car is the Cupra Leon Estate, a specific engine, the 2-litre 310 brake horsepower. So as I said, that car has 310 brake horsepower. It's 2-litre Volkswagen Golf GTI Club Sport engine, can do 0 to 60 in 4.9 seconds, which is very good for a fast estate. I mean, it's not Audi RS6 speed, but it's not Audi RS6 price either, because it costs from 300, Jesus, that's right. I've tried to do this bit twice, and every time I've said £300,000. I mean to say, in fact, let me just read it so that I know I'm getting it right. 39,065, not 390,000. I'd be quite alarmed if a done-up Seat was 390,000. But anyway, this car, the reason that it's on my list is that it offers good, comfortable, refined driving, normally dynamics, and it can be a good daily driver, but then when you want it to, it can be a beast on the back roads or a beast in a straight line. So it's, yeah, it can go between 2 ways, and they're both very easy to access, I guess you could say. And that's why it's on my list. Now, the next car is also on my list for a very similar reason. But what is that car? Well, it is one of these. A BMW, but what type? BMW 128Ti. Now that car is on my list, as I said, similar reason for the Cupra. down a back road, it can be fun to drive, even though it's a front wheel drive, which kind of lets it down. If it is rear wheel drive, then it'd probably be better. I'll just say that. So yeah, it's fun to drive as a front wheel car can get, really, on a back road, according to some other journalists. I've never driven the car, of course, but it can also just cruise down the motorway quite nicely, 70 miles an hour. Or if you need to just drive normally to the shops, you can do it perfectly comfortably, perfectly refined, perfectly quietly. So yeah, like the Leon, two personalities. I like the two personalities to the car. Does it do it better than the Leon though? Again, I'll let you decide. Well, I won't. I mean, you can decide for yourself if you want, but I'm going to tell you my verdict at the end. Let's just show you a picture of that car, because I think it does look pretty cool. Now, it does have that controversial front grille that I actually quite like. However, I think the overall design of the car is very aggressive, helped by the red accents. Now, I said that car was fun to drive. However, I do doubt that it's probably better to drive than the next car on my list, the final car. Someone's cutting the grass. The final car on my list, which is the Hyundai i20N. Now, this car is on my list because it's just a pure driver's car. I mean, you can also see that by looking at the looks. I mean, just look at it. It is crazy looking. I mean, there's different modes for the car that make it more aggressive, less aggressive. So actually, it can be fairly civilized when you want it to be, but it's meant for tracks, it's meant for back roads. It's like a mini GI Yaris, which easily would have won the 2020 award last year if I was going then. Now that's the shortlist, let's move on. So then, what is the AUTOMOTIVANIA Car of the Year 2021? Well, first, let me just put them in order of what ones I think is worst to best. Well, obviously none of them are bad. So, 5th place, BMW 128 Ti. I mean, that car is good because it offers a sporty drive, a fun drive, yet it is good for a daily driver as well. However, it's not as good at both of those as the Cupra Leon, which comes in 4th. Then the Cupra Leon, which comes in 4th. Then the Cupra Leon. Now that car is more daily driver than it is a fun to drive car, which leads us on to 3rd place, which is the i20N, which is a pure, meant to be fun car. It's like a mini GI Yaris, as I said earlier. So that leaves 2nd and 1st place, and it also leaves the Kia EV6 and the Hyundai Ioniq 5. 2nd place is the Hyundai Ioniq 5, meaning 1st place is the Kia EV6, meaning the car of the year for AUTOMOTIVANIA is the Kia EV6. Now, the reason for this is it's still comfortable to drive, even though it's a bit of a firmer ride. It still looks really futuristic and cool. It's about £4,000 more expensive than the Hyundai Ioniq 5, but at £40,000 is £4,000 that much to you? So yeah, then you get a sportier drive, and I just think it's a better all-round package than the Hyundai Ioniq 5, meaning it is the car of the year 2021. Thank you so much for watching AUTOMOTIVANIA. See you on the next video. Bye bye.